Let's go over my discussion with Wayne One of COD Crew. I have not been able to re-listen to this phone call since I recorded it a while ago, mostly because the phone call is about 30 minutes long. It shouldn't even be that long. And so it's just this is one of those weird fucking things where there's basically two things going on. One, I have a friend of mine that I grew up with. His name is Ralph. Also used to write, a graffiti writer that used to write the tag Blitz. Me and Wayne, me and Blitz met Wayne when we were teenagers in the Bronx, when he had a store by where we used to live in the Bronx, right? That's a separate deal, right? Blitz ended up dying. I contacted Wayne because Wayne did a mural for Blitz, and I lost contact with his brother and his mother. And I wanted to get a hold of Ralph. So I contacted Wayne to see if he could give me info on how to contact, Ralph's family. That's all weird as it is. And then secondary, totally separate thing. Wayne is also connected to another friend of mine, this guy named Edgar Ortiz. Edgar Ortiz I went to college with. He's not a graffiti writer. But his cousin is Doze Green, who is a graffiti writer, who is friends with Totem, who is the person who Wayne told me to contact in order to get more info on how to contact Ralph's family, my friend Blitz, right? So as you can see, it's two separate things. They're both intertwined with people that I know that know him and that he also has a relationship with, right? The thing about Ralph is separate pretty much than everybody else, right? So like Ralph is my friend from childhood when I lived in the Bronx. We started the crew BDB together when we were mad younger. I ended up moving to Kansas. I didn't write that much graffiti with him, but I stayed friends with him throughout the years. So our relationship, even though it's kind of, there's definitely graffiti involved, it was much more of just like a friendship. And with Edgar, it's definitely the same thing. We were just both in college together. But basically what it comes down to is my life has gotten mad fucked up. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. There's a lot of weird shit going on. And Wayne is not one of these people who should be participating in this shit, right? Like, I don't have any connections to him, really. I met him briefly when I was younger. I can't say I'm not aware of him as a person. Obviously, he's got his fame through graffiti. Like I said, I met him once throughout my life. I had known that Ralph had kind of stayed friends with him, but I didn't realize, like, to the point that, they would do a mural for him after he died. And I definitely didn't realize the Doze Green connection with Edgar. So I'm basically connected to him two different ways. The problem that's going on in my life is that I've had like people like, Ralph is dead. So, that's a different story. But I got people like Edgar who are actually actively trying to ruin my life. And I'm not playing, like, I feel I haven't been able to summarize how impactful these people, like what Edgar's doing, is putting my daughter in danger, my life in danger, real serious shit. And then I got this person, Wayne, who's participating in this shit. Like, this phone call takes like 30 minutes. Like I said, it shouldn't, realistically in hindsight, when I re-look at it, when I rethink about it, it definitely shouldn't have taken that long. It's very simple shit. Just like, yo, you knew this guy that I knew, he passed away, can I get a hold of his family, whatever. But then he ends up throwing me to basically somebody who I would have been able to contact as far as Totem goes. He ends up throwing me to somebody who knows my family as well, because Edgar, like I said, Edgar, who is connected to TC5 because of Doze Green and Totem. Edgar knows my family. Edgar, the whole fucking issue right now is that I don't know what the fuck is going on with Edgar. Edgar's bugging out. So anyway, I'm just gonna play this shit because I haven't had the energy or the ability to even re-listen to this, because it's like, yo, it's either Wayne is one of the stupidest people in the fucking world, or something's fucking going on where, he's participating, whether knowingly or not, on like, yo, literally putting my daughter in danger, me in danger. He's trying to like change the narrative of my life, all kinds of weird shit. And I don't know this dude like that. You know what I mean? Like, what he's doing is fairly fucking intense. And the whole thing about it is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, shit like this where it's like, you know, I gotta, if I'm throwing this out there, it looks, I could understand how it could look to other people where it's like, you know, I'm trying to, I guess, cloud chase or unnecessarily make this public, but at the same time, you know, it's definitely not that. And what it is that, you know, I don't have any other options. This man, this is what I'm saying. Like, while I can understand he's a famous graffiti writer to others, to me, what he is a person who knows one of my good childhood friends, and he's another, and also he's a person who is associated with a very good adult friend or someone I knew in my adult life, who was actively working to work against my safety and my daughter's safety, you know what I'm saying? And like working against me being able just to live my life and find help. So he's associated with that, and but he's not being man enough to like either just be like, yo, I'm not, you know, I got a personal problem with you or not. So anyway, like I said, I'm just gonna let this fucking play. I'm gonna redo this at some fucking point in time, but I wanted to just kind of re-go over it because I've never even though I recorded the phone call, I've never been able to re-listen to it because, like I said, it's always just, I left that phone call and I was like, yo, this nigga's either mad stupid or he really does have a fucking personal problem with me. And I don't even understand, you know, but he's afraid to fucking say it, which is just fucking weird. So anyway, let the shit fucking play.
Which Charlie is this? I know a lot of Charlie.
This is Charlie from Instagram.
Which Charlie is this? I know a lot of Charlie.
This is Charlie from Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
How do you get my info?
From your account. Basically, so it's kind of weird that you don't even remember. All right, so you do you remember Ralph?
No, Ralph. What it is, I know a lot of people, man. So
Yeah, I hear you. But all right, so Blitz BDB that you did that mural for.
Which one?
Blitz.
Oh, you mean the writer?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. He's a long-time friend.
Yeah, so what happened was, just to kind of recap real quick. So what happened was,
yeah, no problem.
You put up that thing of Blitz's mural, right? Blitz, his name is Ralph. I'll call him Ralph because I just know him more as Ralph, right? So,
no problem.
So basically, what happened was you put up that mural for Ralph, and I saw it and I was like, oh shit, yo, like that's my boy, like that I grew up with him, right? So I contacted you, and then you threw me to Totem. You know, you're Totem too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were basically for
not,
what?
Not Totem 2, but Totem.
Totem, yeah, sorry, yeah. So for some reason, that's basically what happened, right? So basically, you threw me to Totem, right? And then Totem, basically, he kind of gave me the runaround a little bit. Like, he kind of explained to me what happened, but not really. And then I tried to reach out to you too, but like it kind of got like whatever. And the thing is,
because we don't have the info, we didn't really know what happened.
Yo, I hear you. The thing is, this is the weird thing about it.
And sometimes a lot of people reached out. I remember you now. A lot of people reached out, and we just try to give them the honest thing. We're like, yo, listen, we know that this is what happened, and then people reached out to me, and I was like, wow, because like a year before that, or two before that, we reconnected with him, and we would be doing this where I did that piece for him.
Yeah.
You know, we'd reconnect with him. We do a jam there every year with WANE, and in the '90s, he ran real deep with us. Sandwich.
Yeah, I mean that's what bugs me. That's what bugs me out about it.
We did the joint, but we never really talked to anyone in his family. But Totem was the one that reached out because he was living up in the Heights. Last time I saw him, I dropped him off up there where Totem kind of lived.
Yeah. No, that's where he would live.
All this on it. So I was just kind of leading you in the right direction.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But so just check this out real quick. So this is what I'm living with, right? So the Ralph thing, like I said, that's before. How do I put it real quick? In right around 2011, 2012, my life got mad, weird, and fucked up, and just weird, right? That's just my life, just from onward from that.
the thing about it is, you, Ralph, that's from way before that. In other words, like, that shouldn't even be connected to my life right now. If you can kind of follow me, you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, so they should be two totally separate worlds, right? Now, what ended up happening is I ended up having a daughter around that time, right? I ended up having a daughter.
Right.
Everybody in my life starts acting really bugged out. It seems very fucking odd because the mother of my child is connected in a lot of weird ways to other just weird situations, right? The thing with Ralph is, and the thing with you, really, and what's bugging me out the most, and that's why I wanted to talk to you, like, just man to man, on the phone or whatever. Totem ended up, so, how do I even put this real quick? Out here, my boy, basically right in my life, right when I ended up losing contact with Ralph, so basically right when I moved to San Francisco to go to college, that's when I ended up meeting this other dude named Edgar. Edgar is cousins with Doze Green. I don't know his real name, right? He's cousins with Doze, right? The thing, me and Edgar doesn't even write graffiti. Me and Edgar are just friends, right? Like, we're just friends. I didn't even know about the Doze shit for years because it has nothing to do with our lives, right?
Got you.
But later on, I find out, he's all right. That's Doze's cousin. The thing, that's why it's extremely weird because Edgar, to make it as clear and as just easy as possible, Edgar has actually participated in child abuse. That's not a question for me. I know that to be a fact. What is very fucking odd, though, is that it ended up being that when I'm asking about my boy, like my friend who died, Ralph, you end up throwing me to somebody who's connected to Edgar, which is connected to fucking basically child abuse.
Okay, I got you. I get what you're saying. In what way is Edgar connected into child abuse? Like he was abused himself or no?
Nah, my kid, my daughter. He's participating in that shit right now.
Oh, you're saying he's a child he's abusing your child?
Yeah, he's participating in it.
Right. How do you know this guy Edgar? Like,
That's what Edgar. That's what I'm saying. Edgar. I met Edgar when I met like 20 years ago. Literally, when I get with him.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying that you met him out in the Bay.
Yeah.
And then, but not on a graffiti set. But later on, you found out that he was Doze's cousin.
Exactly. And what makes it odd is
he's connected to all these guys. Okay, I get it.
Exactly.
Right?
So,
but how's he connected to your daughter in child abuse?
Because he's connected to me, yo. He's my boy. You get what I'm saying? He's my boy. This isn't like right now. Edgar's acting as if more than anything. The easiest way you could put it, Edgar's acting as if he has no idea who the fuck I am.
Oh, he doesn't. He's pretending he doesn't know you.
Exactly.
That's weird. How's that possible when you got the history?
That's what I'm saying. That's what makes this entirely weird.
Do you think he has any mental health issues or something?
Nah, Edgar, the problem the whole reason I wanted to talk to you is because the weird thing about it is, out of everybody, and I don't want, it's just like, I don't want to, I hope you could understand this, because it just is what it is. Edgar, I met Edgar in college, right? We're both in art college, whatever. I think you could understand art college, whatever. Edgar's not necessarily the smart. I don't know any other way to put it, dude. Like, Edgar's not necessarily the smartest person when it comes to certain things. Like, he's somewhat vulnerable.
Okay, got it.
That's all I can say to you.
Got
So as far as Edgar is concerned, I don't know how much is really going on with him because he's not talking to me. You get what I'm saying? That's already suspicious as it is.
At all.
So that's a problem no matter what. But it's also I can't. All I know is that he knows that what he's doing affects a child, and he's not stepping up. He's not. What he's doing is making it seem as if me and him are still cool on the outside to everybody else, although he's not talking to me.
Right. But then when you try to call him or anything to have a conversation, he's just like you're not there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's between me and him.
Okay, so
that's suspicious as it is.
I understand that, but how's that like I get that, and I really feel I'm sorry to hear that.
What? No, I just want
You know, when it comes to kids, we gotta protect them, not abuse them.
Well, that's why I wanted to reach out to you.
How's that connected to this conversation with me?
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to reach out to you, because realistically, it starts being mad suspicious. Because like I've already, like, in the last couple of days, I've made a couple posts where I talked about it. I called, like, I tagged you on it. I tagged you, Wen Whips, just to try to get some kind of idea what's going on with you guys. More than anything because of this. Because like I said, to me, this is.
Oh, wait a minute. So you're the guy. Okay, I know who you are now.
Yeah. So.
Okay, but what happened? Listen. The thing is, we, you know, from the Instagram tag, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand what you was trying to convey.
Well, that's why I'm reaching out.
You know, a lot of people DM, and I don't understand but what's going on with us is really nothing. We're just doing art.
Yo, the thing is, this isn't just about art. That's what I'm saying. That's why I reached out, yo, because when it comes down to it, the connections. The connections are kind of odd.
Know Edgar.
Huh?
Me, Whips, and Wen don't even know him.
No, I hear you, but so like I'll just break it down to you. Like when you say why, like what's this got to do with you? Is exactly that. When it comes down to it, like I hear you that you're saying to you, like it's your life. In your life, people are reaching out to you. You know a lot of people. So that's true, and I very much understand that. But understand that in my situation, as odd as it is, you're actually in a position to know way more about me than I could actually know about you. It's odd, but it's a fact. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, the fact of the matter is, you stay tight with Ralph. Ralph knows a lot about me. Ralph knows a shitload about me. So realistically, you get.
But he never spoke.
I get it. Again, yo, Wayne, I'm not trying to accuse you. I'm just trying to, like, when you're asking me, yo.
Listen. I'm a different type of dude. I'm a really laid back cat.
Yeah, from what I remember.
I called you back. You see how fast I called you back?
Yeah, from what so I'm trying to, like.
A lot of people don't do that. But
I feel you. That's what
I'm trying to be super transparent with you in the sense.
Yeah, me too, B. Me too.
I saw the. I'm sorry. I saw the post where you at me, Whips, and Wen. But I'm saying, and we know a lot. It's true. We do know a lot of people through graffiti, right? But the sense of, excuse me, I'm sorry, man.
It's all good, man.
But the thing is with it is we're not. It's known as an artist. There's a certain, the relationship is not as personal.
Yeah.
Stuff you're telling me.
No, I hear you.
Understand what I'm saying?
B, again, I hear you. That's what I'm trying to make it as clear as possible, man. I'm honestly, that's why I'm listening to you. But let me just get it out. You know what I'm trying to say to you, man. It is what it is. Like, okay. For me, like you said yourself, yo, with kids, it's a big deal. It's my daughter. It's a big deal. I understand exactly what you're saying. Yo, let me finish, B, please.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't understand. Go on and finish. Just go on and finish.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so, again, it's my daughter. It is what it is. Like, it's real shit. Now, I understand for you, the way you're looking at it, and again, this is why I'm reaching out to you. Because I get the fact that, you look, realistically, even I get the fact that you could have seen those posts and not understand what's going on. I can understand a lot of things. But that's why I'm reaching out. Because basically, at the end of the day, is what hit me this morning. At the end of the day, at a time in which I was trying to avoid being connected with Edgar, you threw me connected with Edgar. That's one. Two, realistically, no matter what, you actually have the ability. I understand that you're saying that that's not what's happened, that's not your intent, and that's why I'm reaching out. I'm just trying to explain to you why I'm reaching out. It's because factually, literally, in a very odd way, you actually have the ability to have known and know about way more about me and my daughter, than anybody else. Than I have even the ability to know about you. Like, even just right now, you know what I mean? Like, I could get your number. You have that out there. But the only thing I could get about you is what is thrown out there. Factually about me, you can find out everything about me. like everything. You can find out exactly because you know people. You, like realistically, all you would have to do is talk to Totem. Totem would tell you, Totem would talk to Doze. Doze would be able to get a hold of Edgar. Edgar knows Edgar lived with me. Edgar knows how to get into my house even when I'm not here. Those are all facts I gotta live with. Those are real shit. That's way beyond art.
But I'm saying, listen. If I went to Totem and I told them something about you, like I would never ask information about you because it's so cool. Like there's no reason for me to find out any information about you. You don't. As far as I know, you don't really write. I don't.
Yeah, but this isn't about writing, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like
for me,
you're trying to make it about writing. It's not about writing.
And I don't have. Listen, I don't have a lot of time. But for me, it's like this. So a lot of times people hit me up and they're like, "Yo, Wayne, you know this guy, yo da 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 da, yo, you know," and a lot of people, sometimes they want art or whatever, and sometimes the things they want is very small, but it's very time consuming. That I don't have the time. There's a lot of other shit going on, which I'm sure you know how the world works, right? So a lot of times what I try to do is reach out to people instead of ignoring them. I don't like to ignore people because we all connected. That's why I believe what you're saying, but in the sense of if I went to Totem and I tell him what you told me, or even I try to reach out to Doze would be like, "Yo, B, I don't know what you think. Like, yeah, I ain't got time for it." That's just how they are.
Yeah, I hear you, but again, like, yeah, believe me, yo, I know exactly what you're saying.
You know what I mean? They would just, they would be like, "Yo, bro, keep it moving." They wouldn't tell me. They wouldn't say, "Oh, okay, well, I'll reach out to Edgar." They're not going to do it.
Well, see, that's the thing.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah, no, I hear you. As writers, I hear you. As writers,
I'm just being honest. And
Wayne, again, yo, you don't gotta. We don't gotta go back and forth. I get you.
Know you. They'd be like, "How I know you?" And I would tell them, I was like, "Yo, I don't really know him."
Yeah.
He knows Bliss. He's a good friend of Bliss, and he contacted me, which is the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, that's what I'm saying. The thing is that this is a blurred line. That's the reason why I'm contacting you. The only thing that's bugging me out, because I don't, like, it is kind of bugged out to me in this, because if you know Ralph, you should, at the very least, kind of understand that me and him were boys. You don't gotta explain the writer shit to me for no other reason is because I know how that went down. Ralph, like me, I was just mad younger, was on your dick for a long time. And I don't mean that in a negative sense, but I do mean that in the sense of that the sense of how to be a writer, he got from y'all, and I got that from him. So this isn't a question on that aspect. Again, like I understand you gotta go. I don't want to go back and forth on this. The only reason I reached out on you on it is because it's not about graffiti. It's not. If I woke up this morning and being about graffiti, it's not about graffiti. When you're talking about, yo, Doze, if you reached out to Totem and Totem reached out to Doze and it was about a piece, yeah, of course he would be like, whatever. But that's his cousin. And I know for a fact, the whole thing with Doze is, Edgar, again, I don't want to get into, like, the personal details, but, like, Edgar tried to get his career off, Doze tried to help him out for a little bit. So I know for a fact Doze and him are tight. That's never been a thing for me at all. The only reason it became a question is because at a time in which, realistically, Edgar's acting all weird, this shit with Ralph happened, and then you guys were kind of acting weird, too. Again, I understand that you were acting weird more in the art and more in the writer sense. And it's not even weird. You were acting the way I would act. You were acting the way that would be expected. It's just that the fact of the matter is that this does go further than graffiti. It is the connection, the graffiti connection is actually super small, compared to what it is for other things. And considering it's about my daughter, that's the reason I reached out. You know what I mean? I just wanted to kind of hear from you. I just wanted to hear. Just let me finish, B. I just wanted to hear out of your voice and kind of hear from you, like, how you felt about the situation. Right now, I'm just gonna let it be as it is.
I gave you my honest opinion. I think it's according to the information you told me, right? Because in life there's three sides of the story. There's Edgar's side, there's your side, and then there's the truth. That's a fact.
Yeah, but also the facts are the facts. Be like
and listening to you, you seem very on going on, and I don't know if you know, like, when it comes to us, as far as like me, when with these type of cats, like, because I don't really know how old you are, but like, yo, we're in our 50s, right? So time is worth more than anything, money, everything. So
Well, when I don't want to go back, that's exactly what concerns me, because you are in your 50s, and the fact of the matter is you do travel around, and so the fact of the matter is these connections to people that are allowing child abuse and shit like that are not something that you should just be like, yo, whatever about.
But usually my information, my number is only out there for business. If this was the 90s,
look, that's what I'm saying. Look, I'm not trying to come out. Look, Wayne, I'm not trying to come at you. I'm not trying to come at you, but you're trying to come at me, and it's starting to feel weird.
I'm being straight up with you. I'm just being like, I'm not really sure what I can do.
I'm not asking you to do anything. I guess that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, I've been trying to straight up from you again. I'm not asking you to do anything. I was just trying to have a conversation with you.
What's the reason for the call? Let me just ask you that. I just want to ask you that. If there's nothing,
here's the thing, Wayne. If it was the opposite end, the reason for the call is, if it was the opposite end, I would be concerned. I would be like, yo, that's kind of fucking weird. I don't want to be. I don't want to be connected to Edgar.
You mean what's weird is what Edgar's doing? That's what you're saying.
The whole connection is weird. Realistically, the whole connection is weird. Because if it was, I'll put it to you like this. This is why it's weird to me. This is my honest truth. If when I saw that mural and I reached out to you and I was like, yo, that's fucking wild, B, I didn't realize he stayed, because I didn't realize he stayed friends with y'all like that. You know what I mean? I would, if you would have, let me finish what I'm saying. I get you. Let me finish what I'm saying, B.
We started doing these walls in Brooklyn, and he was staying out there.
I hear you.
That's how we got reconnected.
Cool. I didn't. Oh shit. Yeah. I forgot about the Brooklyn shit. Thank you. I forgot about the Brooklyn shit.
Plus, also too, as time went on, the world got smaller. That's why we're talking now. Listen, what's not weird is this: the whole connection to me is that people are connected is not weird.
To you, because you stayed writing. To me, it is mad weird. I didn't stay writing like you said.
Let me tell you a side note, a quick scenario. One day, I'm working for this corporate company, right? I'm designing clothes and shit, and they would always send us to LA to do some shopping. They do the shopping before the season's over, so they can rip off details of other companies.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm out there. They said they usually send us to LA. I'm like, no, let's send us to San Francisco. It's got more flavor. That's just my personal opinion. So I've been there a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So they go, okay, all right, cool. They were like, oh, we don't think so, but all right, if you say, we'll send you. So they sent me and two younger designers. Right at the time, they was slightly younger than me. Right. We're about to drive up to Haight Street. We're driving on Haight Street. You know where Haight Street is. At the time, they had all the boutiques, right?
Yeah.
It's early 2000, 2004 something. And all of a sudden, as we drive by a block, I see Doze.
Wait, DOS? Those from the West Side, or are you talking about those?
No, Doze Green.
Oh yeah.
The guy you're talking about right now.
Yeah. I don't know him like that. I know Doze more than I know fucking Doze Green.
I said to the guy, yo, pull over. He pulls over. I jump out the vehicles, and I say, yo, Doze, what up? He said, oh, shit, Wayne, what the fuck? Yo, what up? What you doing? I say, yeah, man, we out here on this gig, da-da-da-da. He's like, yo, I'm going over here to the studio to, do some painting, da-da-da-da. A word? You need a lift? He's like, yeah. He hops in with us. I introduce him to these guys. And then we drop them off, and they're like, that was Doze Green? I said, yeah. They're like, yo, what's the chances of us running into Doze Green? I was like, yo, B, let me tell you something. Way before Instagram, way before all this shit, I said, yo, let me tell you something about graffiti. And just subculture. I don't care if it's skateboarding or whatever. I said, it's all connected. I said, we all are in, we all are passionate about the same thing. and that's how we're connected. I told him, and then the next day I ran into my man Odds. I don't know if you know this guy Odds. He's like a white boy that was killing it on the West Coast. He's painted again.
Now I'm telling you, like that. I think you really don't understand. I kind of got out of like graffiti. It's been part of my. It's not my shit. Like I let it go basically when I was 20. You know what I mean? Like it's still been part of my life, but it's not. I'm not into it like that.
No, I get it, but I'm saying though, once people you run into, they're all connected somehow.
Oh yeah. No, I hear you, man. But
it's not graffiti, but graffiti was one of the first things that really made people connect. You know, it doesn't have to be graffiti. It's any subculture, people connected because they're on the street. The streets are connected.
Well, I mean, B, I'll put it to you like this. This is what bothers me about it.
In the 90s, man. In the 90s, I'm going to say this and then I got to bounce. But in the 90s, we were traveling through Europe and different places. Chicago, we drive to Chicago.
Wait, dude, I know these stories, man. And again, that's what bothers me. Because I know you want to bounce. I'm going to put to you again just clearly. If when I reached out to you, you would have blocked me.
I got to bounce.
Yeah, I hear you. But let me make this clear to you, B.
So Charlie, that's your name, right?
Yeah, yo.
Yeah. So because on Instagram, I believe it's something different.
Yeah, but I put Charlie on there too.
I'm just saying that we're all connected. So I totally understand that. I don't think it's weird. No,
it is weird. It is weird, man. Because let me explain. Let me just say it like this. Wayne, honestly, I respect you. I like you. All this other shit. But I'll be one thing that's not really clear to you. If when I reached out to you about Ralph, you would have just blocked me, I would have let it go. I wish I would have, because then I would have never known about the TC5 connection. The TC5 connection is weird. That shit shouldn't be part of my life at all. Totem should have never, realistically, it should have just been you being like, yo, exactly what you said. Yo, this is what I know about Bliss, and then let it go. Even though I know that I did reach out to you again and we're like, yo, you don't know anything more? You could have let it be like, yo, no, I don't know anything more. And I'm telling you as a man, and what I expected, realistically, if there is no connection, is that you would have just blocked me and let it go. But you didn't block me. Then you told me, yo, let me finish. Then you told me to go to Totem, and then when I go to Totem, he acts a little weird as far as I was concerned, but I let it go. But no matter what is weird is that you fucking travel and you fucking are now basically all really associated with somebody who is associated with child sex trafficking. That's a fact. You know what I mean? And so there is something weird. I'm not putting it on you. I didn't come at you. I wasn't accusing you. But at the fact of the matter is, it is weird. Now, I just kind of want to let it go at that. I don't want to go back and forth on it, because the more you talk, the more it makes it seem to me as if you had more than enough reasons to fucking actually, be connected to fucking child abuse and shit like that. Because when you talk about real shit, yeah, you don't remember me, but the fact is you were in your 20s, and I was a mad teenager. I was mad young. I was 12, 13 years old. And I was hanging around with you. So if I look at the pattern of events that, the shit I actually know, it starts looking weird.
Charlie, you wasn't hanging out. I don't know you.
But I know you. What do you think? That's what I'm saying. Like, you coming at me as if I'm making up my entire fucking life, B. You coming at me as if, like, I'm making up Ralph, I'm making up all this shit.
You never hung out with me, because I'd remember you, and I'd be like, I'd remember.
Wait, that's what I'm saying. You're coming at me. You're doing this really weird.
It doesn't listen. When Bliss is hanging with us, he was by himself at all the time. Not true, B. Yeah, yo, B. Like again, you're coming at me as if like I'm making weird shit up. The information that you're saying is later on he schooled you to some grab stuff like he learned from us. I get that. That's 100%. But I'm saying you as in the physical as hanging out with me when and when.
B, I just told you. I was mad younger. So the times that I hung out with you were 3 times. I know the 3 times. There were 3 times. Like I said, there weren't a lot. I was a child. But what I'm saying is,
I really got to bounce. Let me tell you. Okay, just give me one incident of where you hung out and what we were doing.
B, I already, you know what? I'm not. Because the thing about it is, I've already gone over this, and it's weird that you're questioning me on this, but you're disregarding the child abuse that's actually happening now. But it makes it seem weird.
But I'm trying to tell you, I don't know Edgar.
but you are connected. Yeah, that's like me trying to be like, yo, I don't know you, I don't know Doze. It would be stupid for me to be like, yo, I can't call him or I can't figure out how to get a hold of him. You're a public figure. I am not. The fact of the matter that you can figure out who the fuck I am is exactly what makes it weird. The fact of the matter that you can figure out who Edgar is what makes it weird. We're not talking about people.
No. You told me who he is, so I get it. He's Doze's cousin. You just said so.
Exactly. And so that's it. Be like, again, man, I'm not trying to come at you. I am not trying to come at you, Wayne.
Listen,
I'm not trying to come at you.
Charlie, I'm not a public figure.
Yo,
I'm just an artist.
Yeah, yo, look, like I said, man, this seems.
If I wasn't on Instagram, right? There'd be no way to contact me. I'm just trying to tell you. I use Instagram.
That's the exact point. Wayne. Like I said, that's the exact point. That's the exact point. To me, that's the exact point. Like I said, with me. The way I know from us, again, not about you, then, about the way I know from Ralph and from me when I lived there and everything else, everything says that if you had no reason to fucking talk to me, then you could have just blocked me a mad long ago. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not trying to come at you. I'm not trying to come at you. All I was trying to do, you said you're in your 50s. Understand, I'm in my 40s, B. I was just trying to fucking clarify some shit and move on.
I'm not into blocking people.
I
don't do that.
All right then. So then, all right then. So we understand each other. Then we understand each other to that point.
It's great to talk. It's great to talk to you. I'm glad you shed the light on, why you were adding us, because I really was clueless. Now I understand. And I hope it works out with Edgar, because you do have a good relationship with him. I don't know why.
What are you talking about? I have a good relationship.
I would never.
Wayne, are you listening to me? How the fuck are you gonna tell me I have a good relationship with somebody who abuses children, yo?
No, but you told me you had a good relationship. You're like, yo, I know him since college.
Yeah, I've known him since college. That's definitely true. Like I said, the nigga used to stay with me. That's again to me. To me,
that's what I'm saying.
Again, to me, if it was the opposite, all I can say to you, yo, I'm gonna let it go, man. To me, all I can say is, if I was on the opposite end, I would not act like you. To me, you're acting odd. At the same time, the fact of the matter is, you shouldn't be involved in my life, and that's what makes it odd as it is. And I ain't trying to get you involved in my life. All I wanted to kind of have a little better understanding of how well do you kind of know your own life. And you're just telling me just now that you apparently kind of didn't understand what those things were going on. You don't really kind of understand this conversation either. Yo, that's on you. If you're connected to this more, then, it's going to come out to light at some fucking point in time. But I am not trying to come at you in a negative light. Realistically, you were a positive influence in my life.
I'm not saying you are.
All right, so we don't got to go back and forth, though. But we don't got to go back and forth, though. So let's let it be. Wait, because you said you wanted to bounce too. Let it be. You know what I mean? If I got something else to say, I'll say it. But for right now, I've said what I could say. I've listened to you, and I ain't trying to get into a negative light.
No, I appreciate that.
All right, man. So, yo, enjoy your day, man. Thank you.
You too.
All right.
So, yeah, that shit. I don't know. Like I said, it really did not need to be that long of a fucking phone call. It is fucking odd because this man is saying he understands, and he's saying, yo, like, I get it, children, all this other shit, and then he's also being like, yo, why you making it a big deal? Why this? Why that? He's going from like, yo, I don't know Doze. I can't really verify anything to, yo, that nigga got in a car with me and I gave him a ride, which says, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a certain amount of closeness there. There's a certain amount of understanding each other and trusting each other. And then he, it's just fucking weird. It's like this weird, back and forth thing. Like, even with the Edgar thing, like, at one point in time, he's like, yo, I understand you had a good relationship with him in the sense of how close we were. And, we were in college together for 4 years. We had a graduation dinner together. Edgar moved to Chicago. When he moved back to San Francisco, he stayed with me for a while. It is extremely odd. For Edgar, and anybody else too. You know what I'm saying? But for Edgar to be like what he's acting like, yo, I've tried calling him. I try to figure out what the fuck is going on. It's as if we had some fucking huge fight, except nobody knows what fucking happened, and he's afraid to fucking say what happened. And he's just one of many people. You know what I'm saying? But with the Wayne connection, it's just fucking. It's just really weird because, like I said, like with Ralph, in my own personal life, you know, with everybody else bugging out in my life, Edgar, my parents, my family, my friends, everything else. Ralph was, because basically, you know, we met when I was in elementary school. That's when he moved into the building in the Bronx, right? And he was in junior high. But on the block, like he was Costa Rican, I'm Puerto Rican. On the block, it was all basically blacks and Jamaicans or whatever. And not a lot of people were friends with him, like really on the block, right? So it was like basically just me and him, that would kick it in the Bronx together, right? And then, you know, when he went to Manhattan, he would kick it with the friends that he had from Manhattan from when he used to live there previously, right? So, anyway, the whole fucking point is like, yo, Ralph is not connected to anybody else. Like, unlike all my other friends, like even I have friends from elementary school, from the Bronx, whatever. But the thing is, my cousin stayed friends with them. And so basically everybody else in my life besides Ralph, as crazy as it is, everybody else is connected to other people, and they know other people in my life. They know other things, whatever. Ralph, although he knows my family, because his family and my family were friends even before Ralph moved to the Bronx, right? Because his father's brother also lives in the same building, and we were already tight with them. Like we used to, my family, his family were already tight, right? Anyway, the whole fucking point with that is basically like Ralph isn't connected to anybody else. He's not connected to any of my other friends. He's not connected to anything. So I was for both wanting to just reconnect with him, but also because of just all the fucked up weird shit that's happened in my life. I was looking for, I wanted to see if I could get, reconnected to him. And then I saw that mural, that RIP mural that he died, that Wayne did. And it kind of bugged me out because, like, while he was alive, I was looking for him, but I never even thought of, like, looking for Blitz on Instagram. I just didn't even fucking think it. So, like, it's just fucking shitty that I could have been in contact with him while he was alive and I wasn't. But the even weirder fucking part, the very, very weird part is, as I'm like, yo, fuck, Ralph died, all this other shit, this thing that should not be connected in any other way to my life, then this guy Wayne, he makes it connected. You know what I mean? Because, like, I basically reach out to him directly, and I'm like, yo, you did that mural. What's up? What's up with Ralph, dude? I didn't even realize you stayed friends with y'all, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yo, if you want to know more, talk to Totem. So I talked to Totem, and then I go to, Totem has a private account on Instagram, all this other shit. So I go to Totem's page, and then I realized, wait a second, Totem knows fucking Doze. And, like, he's got posts with him up and all this other shit. I'm like, yo, wait a second, though. And the timing of the events is kind of weird, too. I'm not even going to go into the dates or whatever, but, so I'm like, yo, wait a second. Like, wait, Totem knows Doze. And Doze and Edgar, as far as I know, are fairly close. Because, like, I remember when, basically from graduation, Edgar had started working with Doze a little bit. Because, like, Doze, he was just trying to get help, like, in the art world or whatever. And so, like, I know that they've worked together, and I know that Doze and Edgar are actually kind of close. And so it's one of these things where it's like I said, not necessarily knowingly for them, because they could not know any of this shit. But both, so like Wayne, basically while Ralph was alive, Wayne has much less of a reason for it, but just very, really, truly, while Ralph was alive, Wayne would have been able to, if he just asked, obviously it's a matter of whether or not he wanted to ask, if he even knew who I was, whatever, right? But if he asked about me, he would know where I lived in the Bronx. He would know my name, my last name, which is also kind of a little bit more rare. He would be able to know where I live in SF. He would be able to, he'd be able to fucking get, mad background info, yo. You know what I'm saying? And then if he talked to Edgar, it's even worse. It's even crazier. Like, he would even have even more updated. He would know where my family is in Florida. He would know, because Edgar knows all this shit. He would know, where I live in SF. He would know how to get into my apartment. He would know all kinds of personal details of my life that Edgar knows. You know what I'm saying? So, it is fucking weird. It's weird that, as I was basically trying to get away from that Edgar connection and be like, yo, fuck Edgar, I don't know what's going on with him, this is all really fucking weird, it comes right back in my face. And then now Wayne, as you can see, he's acting as if he totally understands why it's a big deal and why it is fucking, you know, something to be concerned about, and that children are involved and all this other shit. But then he flips it again and tries to make it seem as if like there's fucking nothing going on. So anyway, I have had difficulty even just re-listening to that phone call because it went exactly how I thought, which is he's double talking me, yo. It's like this should have been a very quick, easy thing. Especially if I'm not known, you know what I mean? Especially if like, yo, you don't really know me. If I'm just some person who is asking about this dude that you did a mural about, you know what I mean? Even if, you know, obviously I didn't know him or whatever, but it's like, yo, if you don't know anything more, you don't know anything more. It's extremely weird to like then throw me into, you know, basically associating me with people, to have to basically interact with people that I was trying to avoid interacting with. You say that you understand how that could be weird and uncomfortable, and the more, you know, the ramifications of that, as far as Wayne is saying that he understands that. But then at the same time, he keeps me on the phone for like 30 minutes when I'm just trying to be like, yo, I just want to know, do you understand that's weird or not? Because really all he had to do was be like, yo, I understand it's weird, whatever. You know, I'm not trying to, there's nothing weird on my end, but at least I could acknowledge that it does look weird. Let's move on, right? But as you can see, 30 minutes on a phone call to a man that's saying that he's busy, he's got to go. I know for a fact there's other people that would rather, you know, that would want to talk to him. And yet he spent all that time talking to me, basically gaslighting me and double talking me. It's just too fucking weird. Like I said, with all the other things going on, and it's a little too convenient for him, because he could always, like, as you can see during that phone call, he starts playing it where it's like, oh, well, let's start talking about graffiti or whatever. And it's like, yo, man, we could all understand the lines between what's graffiti and what's like real shit that's going on outside of the graffiti world. And you're trying to keep throwing this into the graffiti world, and this is not about the graffiti world, really. Other than the fact that we just all happen to be graffiti writers, or there's a lot of graffiti writers involved in it, or people who have wrote graffiti, you know, at some point in time. So anyway, yeah, yo, I can't believe it's taking this long just to even re-listen to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think people really fully understand, like, how crazy this shit is. Like, this is not, you know, I don't know how to explain it to other people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know another example. Like, this is just basically someone who I met when I was a teenager, like 13, 14 years old. He had a store. I met him a few times, not that many times, whatever. He was already kind of a local celebrity or whatever, you know what I'm saying, even back then. My other friend ended up staying, you know, friends with him to the point that he does, you know, Wayne does a RIP mural for him. I see the RIP mural and I reach out to Wayne and I'm like, yo, that was my friend, man. Damn, I was trying to contact him while he was still alive. Can you, you know, can you get me at least in contact with his mother or his brother? And Wayne says, yo, contact Totem. So I contact Totem. Totem's like, yo, I don't, you know, Totem acted really fucking weird. He acted like he had no idea who the fuck Ralph was. And I was like, yo, well, why the fuck did Wayne tell me to contact you? But then as I'm looking through his shit, I see that, like, yo, Totem knows fucking, Edgar, or not Edgar, he knows Doze. And there's that connection, and that's fucking weird as it is. And then everybody's acting like they don't fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's doing, you know, Totem and Wayne both did the same shit where, like, they're like, yo, I understand this connection. I see it. I know it. I understand what's going on. I understand how it's weird. But then also I'm going to act like there's nothing fucking going on, whatever. And this is where it's like I'm also kind of lost, yo, because it's like I said, other guy, I moved out of New York. So it's like, I don't know if this is just I'm lost on some shit where it's like, this is how New York, like, this is how they would fucking handle shit. Because, like, to me, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if this was all about graffiti, if it was only about graffiti, it would make sense to me how people are acting. But you got these people who are grown men who are saying they understand this is not about graffiti, and yet when it's convenient for them, they keep throwing it back that way. And it doesn't. It just, like, even just as grown men, it's like, yo, why this attention on me? Why this focus on me? You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's one thing to be like, yo, we're just gonna shut him, like, you know, just shut him out, whatever, just shut him out, nobody say nothing, whatever. But as you can see with that phone call with Wayne, he's actively trying to make me seem crazy or drive me crazy. Because he's going back and forth from like, yo, I understand, I know what's going on, cool, to then I don't understand what's going on, I don't know what you're saying, blah, blah, blah. It's like this back and forth that just is really unnecessary, yo. It's like what I'm doing right now, but I'm talking to myself. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm basically like just talking out to the air. So I know that I've repeated myself unnecessarily in the phone. You know, I'm basically talking more than I needed to, but I'm also not, you know, I didn't prepare for this. I didn't, you know, I'm not really trying to make it, you know, super short or whatever. I'll redo this at some fucking point in time, but I just wanted to at least listen to it one time and kind of just see if I remembered it correctly, in the sense of like, yo, I don't know. I can't even make sense of that phone call. Like I can't. Anyway, that's that for right now.